We've been doing this for 3 years, where we bring middle school students here at the workplace to learn from each and every one of you. And I have to tell you, that is a meaningful experience. But I want to tell you a little bit about the journey that I took a year or so ago, and how did I come to be a West Des Moines City Councilwoman. And I want to tell you that I had to think long and hard about it, because I really didn't know too much about city council work. But I knew that local government is a place where most decisions are made. A good 70% of what affects where you live and what goes on around you is made at the local level. A lot of people don't know that. What happens with streets and how many police are on the roads and everything, ordinances and garage sizes and fence sizes and setbacks and rear backs and everything you want to think of. It's all done. Those decisions are made at City Council. And a group of West Des Moinians asked would I consider running, and I said no about 5-6 times. And then I thought long and hard, because I had a mentor by the name of Willie Stevenson Glanton, who was an attorney here in town, who died in her early 90s, and always encouraged me to run for office. And she was not alive when I won, but she always encouraged me. So I'm like, she must be coming from the dead trying to encourage me to still run. And so I did. And I said, you know, city government needs to have representation at the table. We need women, we need people of color, we need people that are qualified to understand budgets. It's a complex operation. And so I ran, and I want to tell you a moment in life that was another defining moment for me. And running for office is really interesting. You got to knock on a lot of doors. You have to really meet and greet a lot of people. And so my 5th day of knocking on a door, I went to a door of a person who was 78 years of age, and it was a Caucasian guy, because you do get statistics on a list that you purchase. And I knocked on the door and I said, hi, I'm Renee Hardman. I'm running for West Des Moines City Council. I'd like to introduce myself, tell you why I'm running, and hear anything that you have on the city. And the gentleman looked at me and said, you are a colored woman. And I said, what? I didn't even know I heard what I heard. And he said, you're a colored woman, and we do not elect colored people in West Des Moines. And I said, what? And he said, so I'm not interested. And I said, okay. And I was new at the game, so I was like, well, I don't know whether to engage a little bit more or just walk away. I backed away. And he said, but wait a minute, why don't you give me one of your brochures? And I said, pardon? And he says, I have a son that works with a colored boy at JJ's, and I could give him your brochure. And I said, JJ's, here it is, I'm still being naive. And I said, JJ's, and first I thought it was JJ's Fish, but it wasn't. It was Jimmy John's, he said. And I said, sir, I thank you, but that's okay. I walked away asking myself, what century are we in, for me to even still be dealing with that kind of comment. So I went to my car, and I'm going to tell you, this was a defining moment. The first person I called was my wife's mother. And I said, Mom, you are not going to believe this. This is what a guy said to me. And Mom said, okay. And I said, this is what he said. And she's like, let me talk to you a little bit about your history. First of all, did he lynch you today? Did he pour hot coffee on you today? Did he put dogs on a leash chasing you? Did he do those things? And I said, no, that's not what I said. He told me I was a colored woman and they don't like colored women. And she's like, you are standing on the shoulders of your ancestors who walked and died for you to do what you're doing today. And I need you to remember that, Renee, because your life is easy. And he said words to you that other people are thinking and don't even have the courage to say. But at least he said it. And you didn't like it, but your ancestors were strong people who survived more than words. So I said to my mother, She said, so you get out there and you knock on 25, 30 more doors today. And I said, well, that'll be the last time I'm going to call her for a pity party, because she ain't giving me no pity on this situation. Last person I'm going to call. But what that defining moment did for me about Black History Month, it reminded me of what my ancestors lived through, so that I might live and be able to walk and to be able to have my name on a ballot when they could not even vote. Remember those days? They're way back there, not too far. The color of my skin and my gender, by the way, prevented me from having the right to vote. And so I say, when we think about Black History Month or any other celebration, we have to think in the past to appreciate where we are today. Not to say there still are no struggles, because there is. And we're going to continue to fight them in smarter ways. But I do know that me being elected has a lot to do with who paved the way for that to happen. So that was a defining moment of a wise mother who reminded me that you're forgetting from whence you came. You're forgetting the struggle, and you are whining on something that is trivial. Because words cannot break you. So I say to you that our journey is deep and rooted, but we have to continue that legacy of what our forefathers have given to us. And that's living a life in which we choose to make things better for others. And I know I've only got a few minutes, but I want to tell you a few lessons that I've learned in this life, in this journey. Never let anyone define your success. Your success is all up here. Your success is where you want it to go. Have I wiggled and pulled on my papers and packed my papers up and decided, no, West Des Moines ain't gonna elect anybody? Where would I be? I get to define my success. Do something every day that gets you out of your comfort zone. That's called growth. When you get too comfortable, you are not growing. Do something every day that gets you out of your comfort zone. Because every time you do it, you get a little bit more confidence, get a little bit more confidence. And it is a snowball effect. I got out of my comfort zone today, and it took me long to get dressed in this speech. But I got out of my comfort zone and said, I'm going to handle this business. I love butterflies. I collect butterflies. And my thing is, let your wings take you wherever you choose to fly. Not where others want you to fly, where you choose to fly. Life isn't fair. Don't ever expect it to be. I learned that hard because I dealt with a lot of blows in my career, even in my success. And I go home and I say, Renee, life ain't fair. Keep moving on. One foot in front of the other. Work harder than anyone else you know. My opponent took me for granted. My opponent said I wasn't going to win. I walked 6 days a week, and I gave myself Sunday. Every day, humidity, rain, everything. And that is what helped me. Don't be afraid to stand out. And lastly, my mantra in my life is, what am I doing for others? Always bring someone else along. There's someone behind that's looking for you to bring them along, whether it's an encouraging word, whether it's a letter of recommendation, whether it's a phone call on their behalf, whatever that might be. Find a way to give back and bring someone along. So what I take of Black History Month is to remember who came before me, what they suffered, what they gave, and appreciate the fortitude and the hard work and the charisma and the can-do attitude and putting life before their life. When slaves were running to be free, they knew there was a chance they were going to get caught, right? They knew. But they chose to run for a purpose, run for passion. So live a life of what our legacy has given us. Live a life where you are running for a passion, making a difference, not afraid of the hard work, because it's all about understanding from whence we came from. And that's what I'll leave for you today in the brief moments that I have. I want to thank you for the opportunity to share just a brief thing about my journey. There are lots of things I left out, but life has never been easy. But I am blessed to be in a situation where I can just shine a little tiny light on others to allow their light to shine. So I thank you, Mercer. I thank you so very, very much. And you have a blessed day and a wonderful celebration. Thank you.
Well, we need it louder. We need it louder. Thank you so much, Renee. We're so grateful. This is the first time we've had her come to speak during Black History Month, and I think the message is well taken. I have learned so much. I've been inspired, and I want to thank a few more people. I know women at Mercer is here with us, so if you're women at Mercer, please wave. And let's say thank you. Some of them are helping with different things during this event, so it's a team. So without them, we couldn't have done that. And anyone else helping in any way, those working on the exhibits, the departments that are working on exhibits, we are so grateful. I want to thank Katrina back there, the food lady. We're going to have some soul food, but from Katrina's kitchen. Yes, and she's from Louisiana, so it's the real deal. Yes, it's the real deal. So thank you all so much for coming out, and I hope you're taking something out of this. And do you have any couple of questions? I know we're kind of against time, but if you have any questions, Renee is going to be sticking around till 12:45, I believe. Okay.
All right, so again, thank you everyone for coming out. So in the other room 1049, we do have a museum display. Each table does have a number. There is a voting card. As you go around, make your selections for first, second, and third. So we will announce the winners later. But thank you.